Good morning. It's super early. I'm still half awake, half sleep. I can't talk yet, but I guess I'm still a bit dreaming because we've been dreaming to come to Patagonia for ages and we're finally here. It's really a dream come true. So day one, we are starting with exploring the Chalten area and we're gonna do it by having a 24-kilometer hike. This is the biggest hike on this trip that we are about to do. So yeah, first day we're starting strong. We're gonna trek to Three Lagoons, which is one of the most popular hikes here and it offers amazing views, so I'm super excited. I mean, already the beginning of the hike is just so amazing. I'm so looking forward to what's further. The last part of the hike is so hard. It's just up, steep. It's crazy, but we're almost there and the views are just fantastic. So just a little bit left. I am absolutely exhausted. It was such a long and hard hike, but it was so worth it and it's been such a beautiful first day and it's only day one. I can't even imagine how amazing the rest of the trip is going to be. So yeah, today was all about El Chalten area on the Argentina side, and for tomorrow we're gonna go to Chile side. So this morning we crossed into Chile and we're gonna exploring the iconic Torres del Paine National Park. Today I have been experiencing the craziest wind ever. It's so strong and locals are saying that that's normal. So I guess we were really lucky with the weather yesterday. It was fantastic, and today I feel like I'm experiencing the real Patagonia weather. So today thankfully not so much walking because my legs really hurt from yesterday still, but we are doing some little mini hikes around and really it's all about the views here. Good morning, day 3, and for the final day we have booked something very special. We're gonna go on a boat tour around the glaciers on the Argentina side. I've never been on a tour like that, so I'm super excited. Today was absolutely fantastic. The boat ride is phenomenal. The main thing to see during the boat ride is the Perito Moreno Glacier, which is like the third biggest glacier in the world. But actually the whole ride was just fantastic. It was just such an amazing experience. Good morning. Technically day 4, but really we're just gonna get up some breakfast and go to the airport. So I thought this is a great opportunity for me now to summarize all my mistakes, what I would have differently, what I wouldn't change, and also some practical things you need to know if you're planning your trip to Patagonia. So I would say when you start planning your Patagonia trip, first really look at the places and sites and hikes you want to do. Look at maybe tours that can help you to do it, or transfers, or any kind of like logistics that you need around it, and then book the flights and hotel and everything else. Because I did it the other way around. I kind of looked into it. I knew that 3 days should be enough to see and everything I want to do. And I booked flights and hotel, and only after I started to really book tours and organize everything. And then I realized that actually 1 day would have been really helpful. So not just an extra day, but also the fact that I picked El Calafate as my base from where then I explored everything, but I would actually base myself on the Chile side in Puerto Natales, or Puerto Arenas, I think is the city, and that's basically closer to the national park, Torres del Paine in Chile, and that would allow me to have a full day in that park, basically giving me a bit more time on the Chile side. But yeah, because I was based in El Calafate, and then that day really, half of the day just took getting there and getting back. So I only had like a half a day really in the park, which was still fine, was still great. We still saw a lot. But I think if I would do things differently, I would have stayed like the first or last night on the Chile side and had a full day in Torres del Paine. You know, but what I did staying in El Calafate, and then I had in my mind these 3 places I want to visit, I still did manage to see everything I wanted to see and visit and hike. So I think if you are short on time, Patagonia is possible in 3 days. So the main things that I had on the list was El Chalten, the Mount Fitzroy, hike up there and, you know, seeing those views and being there. Then in El Calafate, the Perito Moreno Glacier, which is extremely significant to this area. And then, of course, visit the Torres del Paine National Park in Chile. So I actually started to communicate with this fantastic travel agency, Lima Trips. It's a family-owned business. They are absolutely lovely. I basically told them that I have 3 days, and they really helped me to maximize the 3 days we had here. Apart from organizing and booking the tour part for me, they also were really helpful, giving loads of recommendations during the planning, also during the trip. They were always there on WhatsApp. So yeah, it was really great experience to book and work with them on this Patagonia itinerary. So if you are planning your trip and you need help with tours, I will leave their contact details in the description. Now, a few practical things. It is actually, as much as it is quite raw, because there is just like one main road going through it, and it's not like easy travel. You do have to plan to get around. Everywhere cards were accepted. We didn't use cash, like only like maybe 2 taxi drives during this whole time. So I think you definitely need to have some local money, like a little bit of cash, but in general, everything can be paid with card. So I am traveling here now in February, which is the summertime, and it is a fantastic time to visit because you're gonna avoid rain. No, you're not gonna avoid rain, but it's gonna be less rain, which is great. But still, Patagonia is wild, and the wind is strong, and you know, temperature drops. So you really have to be ready for everything and pack for everything. So I had my hiking boots, which was great, kept me warm, comfy, and then I think most importantly, invest in a good jacket that's really like have the material that is waterproof and windproof. Because I think the craziest part is the wind, and apparently it wasn't like the strongest that it could be. So yeah, I think the most important part is the wind resistant jacket, really, that's gonna keep you warm. Then of course by default, gloves, hat, that's all definitely necessary. but we had a fantastic weather on the first day, so that was the only day really you could possibly be like in a t-shirt and hiking pants. But that apparently happens very, very rarely, and we were very, very lucky. So yeah, so if you see me in videos, you know, hiking in like just a long sleeve shirt, then that was just like a one really good lucky day. Really, the rest of the time I was like wrapped up in my jacket and gloves and hats. So yeah, I think in Patagonia you just really have to be ready for everything. I think I covered all the main things. When I was planning Patagonia, actually it was harder than the rest of my trips, because I do find Patagonia such a wild and different travel destination. I didn't really know what to expect, so I'm really glad I had some help. But if you are planning your trip and you have some important questions regarding planning and the trip, make sure to comment them below. I answer all the comments, and you can always DM me on Instagram. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It does help my channel. And yep, I'll see you in my next one.